Hi, we are doing the Clothespin Airplane today, and that's our March Take and Make kit for kids. That will be available first come, first serve right inside the south door on a table by the curbside pickup things. In your kit, you're going to find almost everything you need. You'll have a jumbo craft stick, a clothespin, 2 mini craft sticks, 2 pony beads, and then another rounder bead here. You'll also have a piece of black pipe cleaner. It's about 2.5 inches long. So along with the things that you find in your kit, you'll also need some either paint or markers. If Sharpies are available and a good idea for your child, that's going to be the easiest. It won't rub off. Regular markers are fine. They might rub a little bit, so you just want to make sure you leave them extra time to dry and then just be cautious with them. But otherwise, like I said, you could also paint these. To glue the pieces together, you can use glue dots, you can use liquid glue. With adult help, you could use hot glue. I'm just going to be using white school glue. I have mine in a cup here. Right from the bottle is fine. A glue stick would work too if you really kind of glob it on. So first we're going to be starting by coloring all of our pieces. So I'm going to I have some Sharpies here. I'm going to take the Sharpies and I'm going to color our pieces. And you really can color it solid, you can add patterns, you can add words, you can really design it however you want. And keep in mind, maybe think about what side is the top side of your plane, what side is the bottom, in case that changes your design elements. So I'm going to color this. This is the top of the wings of the plane, and I'm going to color it green. And I think I'm going to color the bottom side blue, so when you're looking at the airplane from underneath, the wings can be blue. And make sure you put something on the table to protect your surface, especially if you're using those Sharpies. Okay, I have both sides colored. I think I'm going to add some designs. I'm just going to add some stripes to the wings on either end of it. And on the underside, I think I'm going to make some X's along the whole length of it. Like that. Really design it however you want. So we're done with the wings. Now the 2 craft sticks, the small, the mini size, those are going to be for the front propeller and then the back wings there. So you can color those however you want or paint them. It's up to you. Color this red on both sides. Oh. See, my finger had some blue on it. It left a little blue smudge on there, which is okay. And if you really want to be particular, you can color and paint the sides of it too. It's up to you. A little bit of the wood color showing there. This one I think I'm going to do yellow. Okay, so we have, I'll show you my example here. We have this piece colored, this piece colored and this piece colored. We just need to color the clothespin, the body of the plane. So I'm going to scooch these over, and I think I'm going to do the body this silvery gray color. And again, you can do all the different sides if you want. You can mix and match colors, you can make designs. There's a lot of grooves in these that might have to either take some time to color them in or not worry about them if you don't mind them still being the wood color. And then I think maybe I'll do the sides red. There's this hinge to work around. You might need to kind of trace around it to really get in there. This is going to be a very colorful airplane. A lot of the colors on here. Okay, and this side I'll also color red. Okay, there you go. And even if you use Sharpies, it does help to give it a little time for that ink to set. And while we're letting all of our pieces kind of set and the color dry a little bit, we will do our wheels. So the rounder bead you can set aside, but the two pony beads, you're going to slide one on each end of the pipe cleaner, like that. And then we're going to just twist this piece over. We're going to twist the end over the bead and then just around the rest of the pipe cleaner to kind of keep it on there. Do the same thing, push it far enough in that we can put that over, and then we're just going to twist, and then we'll orient them so they kind of look like they're facing the right direction, and then you'll see when I open it, I can slide this all the way back against the hinge, and that looks like our two wheels. There we go. And you can kind of mess with it, make it look how you want. I'm going to fix the pipe cleaners a little bit so they're in the back. This one needs to be a little tighter, so I'm just going to twist it again. There we go. Make sure it's twisted nice and tight, that way you don't have a lot of extra pipe cleaner sticking off. And we're going to push it all the way back, like I said, against, past this part. We want to hold it snug there against the hinge. We can set that down, and then we're going to start gluing our pieces on. I think it's easiest to start with the propeller, because then we can let it sit a little bit and let the bead dry. We're going to put our bead on so it looks like the front of the airplane, the midpoint of the propeller. So we're just going to add a dab of glue right in the center, and then you're going to put that bead on there, and then we're going to set it aside, and then it'll be good for that bead to set and dry in that glue while we're doing the other pieces. That way it's a little drier by the time we're going to try to glue the whole propeller onto the plane. So let's go ahead and start with the wings. We're going to add some glue kind of right Wipe that off. I got it on our wheel. Put a big dab of glue right there, and then whichever side you want facing up, kind of center it right on there. And you're going to let that sit and dry. And we don't really have to monkey too much with the plane, so we can go ahead and do the back one too. We're going to just put a dab there. And then we're going to add the red one. And like I said, this is the top of our plane, so make sure you have the top, whatever you want facing up. Should be showing. I'm going to do that. And now it's good to sit and let it dry for a little bit before you put the propeller on the front. So we're going to let the propeller and the bead dry. We're going to let the clothespin dry with the craft sticks on it. And then after we let it sit for a minute, we'll come back and we'll glue the propeller on. Okay, now that we've given it a few minutes to dry, we're going to glue the propeller onto the plane. Now, if you want your plane to be able to sit flat, you want to make sure you don't glue the propeller like this. It can be either straight across or angled a little bit, but just make sure if you want to be able to set it flat like this, you don't have the angle too much. So the easiest way to put the propeller on so it dries is to set your plane up like this, and that's why we wanted to give it some time for these wings to dry, because if we set it up too early, our wings would fall off. So we're going to set it up on the end, and we're just going to put a little bit of glue from your glue bottle or your glue stick or from a cup of glue, and we're going to just put it just on the top there. So that's that top lip. So this is the top of the plane, we're putting it right there. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of an angle, but I'm going to make sure the bottom part of it doesn't go past this. That way I can set it if I want. And now we can just let it dry, sitting up like that. And give that a few minutes to dry. Okay, we've given it a little time to dry. Now if it seems like it's set, you are done. So you'll see that there it is, it's finished. The bottom side, you can see there's a different design. I can still open and close the clothespin because the propeller is just glued to the top, and as long as your wheels are pushed far enough back, they shouldn't fall out when you do that. If you want, you could always add a magnet to the back, and then you can use it as a magnet and clip some artwork in your clothespin airplane if you'd like. Otherwise, you can just have fun flying it around. There you go. If you work on this project and you want to share pictures with us, we'd love to see them. You can always post them on Facebook and tag our library. We'd love to see them. Otherwise, thanks for joining, and we will see you next week for April's Take and Make Craft.